Welcome to Talkin Tigers. I'm Rachel Whittaker. We've got a special recruiting edition today, so joining me now is NOLA.com recruiting analyst James Smith. Well, James, first of all, Patterson receiver Dalen Charlotte has decommitted from Alabama, we know, and opened up his recruiting process again. He told Les Miles. What's the latest with that?
Very, very interesting development. Charlotte is a guy that LSU really started targeting in the summer of this year, and he was already committed to Alabama, and they've been pressing for him hard, and he took an official visit this weekend, and he notified me Sunday night that during that visit he let Les Miles know that he was decommitting from Alabama early on Monday morning. Then there were reports surfacing on Monday that he was indeed sticking with his commitment to Alabama. It's a very interesting development. The way I look at it is Charlotte's a kid that has a hard time telling anybody no. He's just a really nice, polite kid. But I feel like the Tigers have a good foot in this race right now, especially with the visit and him telling Les Miles he's decommitting. And
LSU also flipped, I guess we could say, another former SEC commitment. George Brown from Ohio, an offensive tackle, was committed to Florida, but now he's actually committed to LSU. What's the impact of that decision?
You know, the Tigers really have a huge need to replace a lot of offensive linemen that look to be leaving this year and maybe next, and really at the tackle position. And a guy like Brown, who's a tremendous athlete, a little thin at this stage, maybe 260 pounds or so, but he's got a tremendously long frame, the ability to add a lot of weight. He's really flexible, and he's somebody that should be able to come in immediately, and once he adds some bulk playing time, you know, there's tremendous upside with him. He was committed to Florida once Will Muschamp was relieved of his duties at the head coach of Florida. LSU really seized the opportunity, brought him in on an official visit, and closed the deal with him. So they put themselves better of a position moving forward on the offensive line, but there's still a couple spots left that they need to fill.
Yeah, and he stands at 6'6", 255. Now, one last thing, LSU recruiting coordinator Frank Wilson, I understand, sent a message to Easton receiver Tyron Johnson. James, tell us about that.
You know, they're not able to say these names publicly until they've signed their letter of intent.
Exactly.
But as we've seen with Les Miles a couple years ago, you know, send a message to Leonard Fournette without having to say his name. Quarterback club. Frank Wilson's mentioned that LSU's on the verge of another 10-win season. Somebody pointed out to him that, coach, you only have 8 wins with 1 game left, and only like Frank Wilson can do in the most candid way, had a great response. And I'm going to quote here, "I've got an answer for you. So here's what happened. There's a bowl game. Then there's a game that's one of the first Wednesday in February. So when National Signing Day comes and we get the best wide receiver in the country, the best player in our state, that's our 10th win." So I thought that was really humorous. Frank followed Tony Hull, the Warren Easton head coach, on the podium. So that was shortly after Hull was up there speaking about his team. Drew a big ruse from the crowd. Everybody thought it was quite funny. And I'm pretty sure Tyron Johnson got the message. So as Frank Wilson does, he finds unique ways to appeal to these kids. Message for Tyron Johnson on Monday night.
Wow, you gotta love that. And Johnson is in fact the #1 wideout ranked right now. And Easton's headed to the state championship for the first time since the 50s. So again, that should be a good game. Well, James, thanks for coming on. Good to shake things up with recruiting a little bit.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And join us on Wednesday when Eric Hansen, the Notre Dame beat writer from the South Bend Tribune, will join us. Thanks for watching.